Hello students, welcome to your computer class. So I hope all of you are doing good. So as in the previous class, we have completed the exercise of chapter 3rd. So we have already covered the question answers and all the other exercise objective questions filling the blanks, and also we have discussed the application based question and the lab activity questions in the online class. So I hope you have completed these questions as well. Now today we are going to start our next chapter, that is chapter 4, and it is about queries and report in MS Access. Clear? So before this we have seen the concept of form in MS Access, how we can use the form, and what all the different approaches we have seen, how to design the form using the form wizard, and also we have seen about formatting the things, how to apply the themes in these forms. Clear? So in this chapter now we are going to see more further things in the MS Access. So let us start this. So what all we are going to study in this chapter? So the topics which will be covered in this chapter is the query. We will see what is query, then how we can create a query. Clear? So creating a query is the second thing which we will see. Then how to run a query. Clear? Then we will see how to save a query. So this all steps are related to the query, the concept of query. So query is, we will see that what exactly a query is. Then after this, if you want to save any query, so we can save the particular query. Then a new concept, that is about report. So we will see how to create a report on an existing database or a database list. Then how to create these report using report tool. There are some tools for creating these reports. So that is report tool is one. Then we have the second is creating a blank report. So we will see how we can create a blank report. Then also we have, as in the previous chapter we have seen form wizard, so here we have a report wizard. So we can use the wizard concept for creating a report. Clear? So this all topics will be covered in this chapter. So here the same it is written that in the previous chapter we have learned about how we can work in table, then how we can create relationship between table and forms, and then in this chapter we are going to see that what is the concept of queries and what are reports in Access 2010. Clear? Okay, so let us start these. So first is, what is query? Let us erase this and come to the first topic, that what exactly is a query. So in normal term also we use the query for any question related term. So if we are uh, asking any question, so that you can say that that is a query. So in the same way this query is related to the MS Access. So let us read this first. So many useful features such as capability of answering questions is offered by a database management system like Access. Clear? So the different approaches which are used for database, already we know that this MS Access is a database management software, that is DBMS software. Clear? Okay, so then the answers to these questions and many more, they are found in the databases, and Access can found quickly. Clear? So all these concepts which are related to the for actually whenever we design a database, the purpose of that database is anyhow to search something. If you want to search some certain items from an existing database, so for that we use the query. So this query is going to help for fetching some data from an existing database. Clear? Then when you pose a question to Access, means when you ask a question from Access or any other database management system, the question is called as query. Clear? So what exactly is a query? Query is a simple question. Query is simply a question represented in a way that access can understand. Clear? So whenever you are fetching some data from existing database using some questions, so that is called a query. Clear? If you want to find the answer to a question, so you will have to create a corresponding query first. Clear? So if you are searching something from existing database, for example there is a student database and you want to search that what are all the students who have secured above 70%, above 80%, so these type of queries can be there. Then if it is related to a library management database, so there you can search that what are the different students who has not submitted the books. Clear? So these are a general query which can be found to search some data from an existing database. Clear? So when you once your query has been created, you instruct access to run the query, that is to perform the steps through which you can obtain your answer. Clear? So what is the first step? First we need to create a query. Whenever you are making a query, whenever you are fetching some data from a database, first step is we need to create a query. Then when you have created that query, you instruct this access software to run that query, and whatever the steps which is required to perform that, we will perform those steps and then we will obtain the desired result. So the answer will then be displayed in the datasheet view. We already know that the MS Access is having two views, one is design view and another is datasheet view. So all the queries which you are running and the result of that query will be displayed to you in the form of a datasheet view. Clear? But that is the tabular form in the form of rows and columns. I hope this is clear that what exactly is a query. So query is simply a question by using which we can fetch the desired result from an existing database. Clear? Now let us see what are all the steps by using which you can create a query. So now the next is about creating query. So we will see these steps practically as well. So let us read this and follow the steps one by one. So you can use design view to manually create a selected query. Clear? So we already know that we use the design view for designing the database. In the same way here also, for creating any selected query, if you want to create a any selected query, so for that we will use the design view. When you use design view, you have more control over the details of the query design. Clear? So we all know that in the design view we can modify the structure of the table. Clear? We can create the different fields, the different data type of the fields, as we have seen in the previous chapters. We can add default value, we can set the primary key. So this all was done in the design view, and datasheet view is used for displaying that data. Clear? So in the same way, whenever we are creating a query, we are using this design view for that. So let us see the steps now. So perform the following steps to begin creating a query. So step number 1 is click on the create tab. Clear? So first we will go to which tab? Create tab. Then click on the query design button. So let us do these steps. First we will go to the create tab. In the create tab we have query design button. Okay, let us do this and follow these step 1 and 2. So if we open the existing, for performing this the query, we must have some table. A table should be created, only then we will apply these query. Only then, if there will be a database, only then you will be able to ask the question. So that is why we at least we need some tables in our database, only then we will can perform this query step. So here, okay, so let me open it first. So already we have saved that database with the name. So earlier the databases which we have used for in the previous chapter, the same we are going to use here. So already we have made the access and in the access we have started address detail and student details table. So if you remember, in the previous chapters we have created these tables and we have applied also the concept of form. Clear? Then now today we are going to uh, perform the creating query. So what was the first step? First step is to go on the create tab. So here it is, create tab. Then what is the second step? We have to click on the query design button. Let us check it once again. So step number 2 is click on the query design button. Clear? So in the create tab you will find this query design button. So here is the query design button in the create tab. So let us click on this query design. Clear? So when you click on this query design button, it will open the show table dialog box. Okay, so from here we can choose the tables, from which table the corresponding fields you want to choose. Let us come back to the book. Then step 2 we have followed. Then further let us see, the select query window and show table dialog box appear. So here is the show table dialog box. Now list of all the tables in your databases are shown in this area. So whatever the tables you are having in your database, that will be shown here in this show table. Clear? So from here we will choose them. So here you can see the list of all tables in your database are shown in this area. Then step number 3 is click on the table that contains the information you want to use in your query. Clear? So whatever the query you are designing, so that query must be on some existing tables. So we will choose these tables one by one, or if there are more than 1, 2 or maybe 3, 4, whatever is the number of table, we can choose them one by one. Clear? So after selecting this, from here the name of the table, we have to click on this add button. Clear? So step number 4 is click on the add button to add the table to your query. Clear? So this is the query window, and in this query window whatever the table you are selecting, that will be displayed here. You can see here in this window that this selected table is being displayed here. So a box appears in this select query window and displaying the fields for the table you selected. Now repeat step 3 and 4 for each table you want to use in your query. So again, whatever the number of tables you have to select, click on that name of the table and click on the add button. Let us do these steps, step 3, 4 and 5. So here, as we have created 2 tables in our database, so that is address detail and student details. So let us select them. So first I am selecting this student detail tables and click on the add button. So when you click on this add button, you can see in this query window this table is being displayed here. Now here you can see this student table is now being displayed. Now the second table which you want to add, if you want to, then click on this address detail, and when you click on this add button, it will be displayed again in this window. Clear? So this is how the step which we are following, this is being displayed in this query area. And after doing all these, if there are more tables, we can use them also. So in this case, as we are only having 2, if it had been 3 or more tables, so then we could have selected more than 2 as well using the same process. Select that table and click on the add button. After, when all the tables are being displayed in this query window, you can close this show table dialog box. Okay, so let us close this. So come again to the textbook. So here you can see step number 6 also, that click on the close button to hide the show table dialog box. Clear? So we have already closed this. Then here you can see that each box in this area displays the field of one table. So in each of these tables, you can see all the corresponding fields related to that table, so they are being displayed here. If you add a table accidentally to the query and you want to delete it, click on the table and then press on the delete key. Clear? So in case if you want to, after you have added this table in this query window, if you want to delete any of the tables, that also can be done. And what is the procedure to delete that? select that specific table and press the delete button from the keyboard. Clear? So this way that particular table will be deleted. So this removes the table from the query but not from the database. Clear? So this is a important thing, that whenever you are using this query concept, already the table is existing in the table, only this query is being displayed to you. Clear? So whenever you are deleting something from this query window, that table will not be deleted from the database, only this table content is being deleted from this query window, and the table will remain there in your database. Clear? So we don't need to worry that when you press the delete key, that table will also be deleted. Okay, so this is only being deleted from this query window. I hope this is clear. Okay, let us see further what are the other steps. Then step number 7. Step number 7 is double click with the left mouse button on a field you want to include in your query. So what all the different fields in the tables you want to be included in your query, so you have to double click on that field. So when you will double click on this, that will be displayed in this grid area. Okay, so this area is called as query grid. Clear? So the area which you can see here at the bottom of this window, this is the, what is the name of this? This is the query grid. You can see here also. So whenever you are double clicking on this any of these field, that is being shown in this query grid area. Okay, so that is one procedure when we will double click, or another approach is we can drag it down. Whatever the field you are choosing, select that field and drag it to this area, so that will also be added in this query grid area. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Let us erase this. Okay, so let us try to do these steps in our existing window as well. So if we come again to this database, so here we have added two tables, and these two tables are being shown here. So here there was no relationship, now I have created the relationship. So here you can see this admission number is related to the admission number of this second table. So this arrow indicates the relationship. We have already seen this relationship concept in the previous chapter also. So now what we have to do, we have to add these fields in these this query grid area. So what we have to do, we have to double click on these things, or this is one up. So I have clicked on the admission number. You can see that admission number is now shown in this grid area. If you want to drag it, we can do that also. Student name I have clicked and dragged it to this area, then student name is now coming here. Okay, so this is the way we can display the corresponding things in this area. Okay, if you want to choose some more, you can select those things, and or you can also double click on those. Clear? So right now we are using the first table. If you want to include the second table detail also, let us click on these. So I have clicked on the address button. Clear? So this way we have added the different things which you want to be included in your query. Clear? And here we have another things about these, how we can use these things for if you want to apply some criteria over here. So there is the option for using criteria. Related to those we will see further in this chapter. So I hope this is clear how we can add the different fields to the this query grid. Let us come again to the textbook. So step number 7 was the same, to select the different fields to the query grid area. Okay, then we have seen we can also drag the fields to these empty columns in the query grid. The field you selected and the table that contains the field are displayed in this area. So you can see the same we have followed, what the different fields we have double clicked or dragged to this query grid area. Then step number 8, repeat step 7 for each field you want to include in your query. So what all the different fields you want to include, you have to do the same, either double click or rather drag it to that area. So we can use both approaches. Then after adding all these things to the query, now the time is to run this query. How we can run the query, let us see this. So running a query, you need to run the query for producing the result after the query is created by you. So before this we have created the query. Created query means we have selected the different fields which we want to included in the query. Clear? So this was the first step we have done. Now to see the result we need to run the query. So you should click on the run button in the database toolbar to achieve this process. So what we have to do, we have to click on the run button. So where is the run button? If we see, the run button is present here. Clear? Here you can see the run button is there. So to perform this, to see the result, we have to click on the run button from the database toolbar. Then SS will, okay, let us change the color of the pen once again. So access will then perform the steps that are necessary to obtain and display the answer. So after creating the query and after clicking on the run button, what are all the different steps internally which is required, that will be done by the access software itself, and then the answer will be displayed to you. The set of the records that make up the answer will be displayed in the datasheet view. So in which view we are viewing the result, we will see that the result will be displayed in the datasheet view only. Clear? Though it might look like a table, but it is not actually so. So as we know that the table are also displayed in the datasheet view, but when you are running the query, the result will also obtain in the query in the datasheet view. But we should not confuse that. That is the table. That is the actually a query result. So the data stored in the existing table is used to construct the records. Clear? So if you were to change the data in the student details table and rerun the same query, the result would reflect the changes. Clear? What does it mean? Suppose you have made a query, and then if you are changing anything, any detail in that particular table, so and after doing these changes, if you rerun the query, the same changes will be displayed in this query window also. I hope you are getting the point. We will see it practically also. Then let us see what are the different steps to perform the to run the query. So first step is to click on the run button in the result group from the design tab. So here we are all working in the design tab. Then we will go to the run button. Let us erase this and do this steps practically as well. So we have to go to the design tab, then on the run button to run the query which we have created. Let us come to the software window. So here we have already created this, and right now we are in the design tab. As you can see here at the top, we are in the design tab. Now in the design tab we have to click on the which button? Run button. Let us click. So if I click on this run button, here you can see the result is being displayed. Clear? So what are all the different fields you have selected and what the matching thing is present there, as we have selected two tables, like address was not in the first table, so only the admission number which was also present in the second table, only that records are being displayed to us. Clear? And the classes of those corresponding students, their student name and the dance form we can see here. Clear? So this was the criteria which is being matched, as the both tables that we have chosen that were having a relationship was that the admission number was the common field in the both tables. So as we have run the query, you can see this result is also in the form of a data sheet view, but this is a new, you can see here also at the top the tab is showing you query 1. Okay, so it means that this is not the table, this is exactly a different topic, that is query. So we have created a query on those existing tables. I hope this is clear. Now let us come again. So here also you can see when we have clicked on this run button, the result is being displayed in this datasheet view. Read this. The result of every query appear in the datasheet view. This area displays the name of the fields you included in the query. Clear? So what are all the different fields which you have chosen? The same field are being displayed in this query. Clear? The records that meet the conditions you specified appear in the area. So here also in this case, as we have chosen there in the database, that was also only displayed when the conditions were met. Only then the those records will be displayed in that query. Then if you want to save this query, clear, so we have performed this query, we have created this. Now if you want to save this query, so let us see what are all the steps. So creating and running a query is a way of extracting information from a database without changing the data that is stored in the database tables. Clear? So as we are using already existing database, clear, means in our case we are having a student table and another was the address table. Clear? So that is already there, only we are performing a query on those tables, so that information is being extracted from those existing tables, and this is not changing, making any change in those already existing tables. Clear? This is only a query result which is being displayed to us. Now if you want to store or save that query, we can see what are all the steps. So a query does not store data, it retrieves the data and it is stored in the tables. Clear? So a query is not saving any data, it is only retrieving the data and it is stored in the form of table. Sometimes to share the tables with others, you may want to save the result of the query as a new table. So in case if you want to save this query as a new table, we can use or press the Ctrl plus S from the keyboard, which will open the save as dialog box. Clear? So let us see. So when you press this Ctrl S from the keyboard, then the save as dialog box, whatever the name of the query you want to write, you can write the name and click on the OK button to save the query. Let us see. So here is our query, the result of the query which we have obtained. Now for saving this query, what we have to do, press the Ctrl plus S button. So if I press the Ctrl plus S, here it is asking for the query name. So if you want to write any name, so you can write something. Suppose it is student query, so you can write something student query, so something which can be related. So I have written the name. So if I click on this OK button, you can see that this student query is now displayed in this navigation area. Clear? The already existing tables were there, the forms which we have created in the previous chapter, that is here, then the just created query is also now being displayed here in this navigation area. Clear? So now this table which we have created in the query form, this is now saved in a tabular form. Earlier that was only displayed to as a table, but now as you have pressed the Ctrl plus S and you have given the name, then this query is now saved. Now you can send this query to someone else, or you can save for future reference also. So here we have followed these steps. Now if you have finished watching this query result, you can click on the close or the cross button to close the query and return to the database window. Clear? So here let me show you. So here if we bring this down, so here if we see okay, so here if you'll go to the here you can see there is the cross button at this corner of the window. So if you have worked and performed all the steps on this query window. If you want to close it, you can click on this close window, and then whatever the table you want to open or what all the different operation you want to do, that can be done now. Clear? And if you want to again open it as you have saved it, so you can click again on this query, whatever the name you have given, then the same query will also be opened. Clear? So this all different windows can be closed from the cross button over here. Let us come again and see, read this, update your knowledge as well. So a query can be created using the design view or using the wizard. Clear? So there are two approaches. So we have just used the design view approach. Clear? We can also use the wizard for creating a query. Clear? Then what a query is? A query is an object that requests information from a database and creates a data sheet for the requested information. So we have seen the same, that how the query can be created and how we can add the different fields from those existing tables. We can apply some certain criteria also, and then we can save those queries for future reference also. So revise these concepts, what all we have discussed today. In the coming class we will see what are the different types of queries. Okay, so and also we will see the simple and how we can use some criterias in the query. So right now we have only introduced that what is the concept of criteria. In the next class we will see how we can uh, apply these criterias also while making these queries. So till then, revise the different query concept and try to practice it, make some queries, and what all the difficulties you will face, you will cover those questions in the coming online class. Thank you everyone, and let us meet in the next class with the further topics.